Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another edition of Funky Monkey MMA Radio. I am Rock Mead, joined today by Fred Rodriguez and Larry Sirac. How you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing real good, Rob.
So today we'll be interviewing Chad Robichaux. We're trying to get him on the line right now.
Yeah, he's got a pretty inspirational story. I was watching a video of his on YouTube with him and his wife. The video is called Letting Go. If you guys get a chance, check him out on YouTube. Just type in Chad Robichaux, and I think it's the first thing that'll come up. He's got an interesting history and pretty inspirational to watch.
Yeah, I did see the video, man. He has a very interesting story, too. He's been overseas 8 times, I believe, from what I've read, and he came back with post-traumatic stress disorder. And he has a training center now helping veterans who also have that.
Yeah, that's incredible. You know, too many times our vets come home and they're forgotten and they have nowhere to go. I know in Fort Wayne here, they're always talking about closing the VA hospital, you know, where so many of the services are given to our vets. And to hear there's something out there like this, I'm really interested to talk to him and see what we can find out and how we can get people in contact with him.
Absolutely. So,
what else is maybe this weekend? We got some fights coming up, don't we?
Yeah, and we got the World Series of Fighting card this weekend, which Chad just actually signed with them, I believe.
Is he fighting this weekend on the card?
No. But what's going to be really interesting is the president, Ray Sefo, he's fighting on the card.
That's right. I remember that. I remember seeing him talking about that at the last show, saying that he was going to fight on the card. I don't think Dana's going to get on.
He was fighting Dave Huckabee and Tyrone Spong. Did you see his last fight?
I know Tyrone Spong is knocking people out.
Dude, this guy is a beast. You know, we haven't seen much of his, wrestling stuff yet, but he's going to be fighting Angel Deanda, and this will all be airing on NBC Sports Network at 10:30 Eastern Time tomorrow night. It all goes down in Ontario, California, at the Citizens Business Bank Arena.
Very cool. Yeah, Tyrone Spong, I know kickboxing. He's a monster. We'll see what happens when he gets on the ground, but he looks like the kind of athlete that I'm scared of him.
Absolutely. Also, what's going to be an interesting fight, Nick Newell, who just signed with World Series of Fighting, he's fighting on that card as well.
Nick is the fighter with the one hand, is that correct?
Yeah, like his arm's like cut off, well, not cut off, but he was born like that, like elbow or whatever. Not sure exactly what it's called.
Doesn't seem to be causing him too many problems. I've seen him fight a few times, and he looks like it's pretty good. It's like getting hit with an elbow, I bet.
You got to wonder, is that used to his advantage because it's not covered when he does fight. But, I mean, you can't say that's to his advantage, but at the same time, it probably hurts a lot worse than, getting hit with a glove.
I'm going to bet that it's like getting hit with an elbow in MMA. It's probably about the same feeling. And, he's not able to use that hand to help him grapple, so I kind of think it would cancel out each other a little bit. And I think he's a ground and pound fighter anyway, so it's not like he's striking away and using that to his advantage. But he looks really good regardless of whatever his advantages or disadvantages. The guy's got talent.
Absolutely. And also on the card is Jesseus Cavalcante, I want to say. I don't know if that's exactly how you pronounce it. He's fighting Tyson Griffin, who I've seen fight many a times, and the dude just always brings it.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy fight. Those two guys come to fight every time. So, Tyson Griffin, how many times we've seen him in the UFC on the fight of the night or just going to war. I remember Tyson Griffith and Spencer Fisher's fight in the UFC. That's one of my favorites of all time, being one of the smaller guys. I like to watch the smaller guys fight.
Absolutely.
That should be a good show. Do we do something with the time difference again? Is that how we lost him?
We might. Yeah, I think we might got him mixed up again.
I see that in the main event of the World Series of Fighting on September 14th, Orlovsky is fighting.
Yeah, I just seen that. Who was it? Anthony Johnson. He got injured.
Yeah, he's injured, so Orlovsky's going to fight Mike Kyle. Those two guys are going to have a good fight. I just always wonder, you know, when he comes out, I wonder, he's the ultimate live by the sword, die by the sword guy. I always wonder, is he going to knock the guy out or is he going to get knocked out?
Absolutely. He always brings it. You know, there's no gray when he fights.
Yeah, he's either putting you to sleep or he's getting put to sleep.
Absolutely.
That's the way it is. So what do you think of Tito and TNA?
What was that?
What do you think about Tito and TNA wrestling?
Oh, man. I've seen a promo of his, and I've been watching pro wrestling for a while, and, you know, I thought, you know, I'm a big Tito fan, but honestly, I don't think pro wrestling's his gig, in my opinion. You know, if he brushes up on his promo skills a little. We haven't seen him actually, you know, in a wrestling match yet, but
I think it's just an odd thing to have Rampage and Tito, who are going to fight MMA, and now they are in, you know, professional wrestling. There's already this thin line. There's already this mixing of, you know, fake fighting and real fighting, and, you know, supposed works in mixed martial arts. Now we got two guys who we know have been friends, who we know have trained together in the past. Supposedly they're going to fight MMA, and now they're wrestling together. That just doesn't look good to me. And, you know, the thing is,
yeah, I agree.
I refereed Rampage's first MMA fight, I believe, or one of the first fights against Warren Ousley. It was an awesome fight. It's a really good fight. I always thought Warren was going to do something. What's up, Warren, if you're out there? But I refereed that fight, and Tito and I hung out once when we was at the UFC, and he was doing promos. Real nice guy. Actually, the nicest of the guys that I've met, you know, when I was with Dan, was Tito that night at the UFC. He didn't have to sit there and talk to me, and, you know, he didn't know who I was from Adam, but he treated me like, what's up, man? We sat there and talked. He was really cool. I think injuries cost him his legacy.
Absolutely.
I think those knees and that neck injury, man, if he didn't have to go through that. But you think about how long Tito's been around. And think about way back when it was just SEG, and Tito was fighting back then. You know, Guy Metzger and fighting Frank in the first title fight. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I seen something today about, because I believe him and Jenna Jameson, the porn star, they're getting a divorce or something like that. I don't know if they were married or, anyway, they're going through a nasty breakup, and apparently she's done an interview, and he's forewarning everyone not to believe whatever she's about to say. So, who knows?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Also, I did see a thing about, he also has his Big Bear training camp up for sale for $1.7 million.
Yeah, that worries me. You know, he's doing wrestling, he's fighting Rampage and Bellator, and now he's selling Big Bear. I don't like the writing I'm seeing on the wall.
Absolutely.
We hope you're all right, Tito. Was last night,
it was, go ahead.
Last night, I guess he got punked out by Bully Ray and Kurt Angle on TNA Wrestling.
Promo I seen, man, honestly, I don't know. I just don't think he has it to be a professional wrestler. Like, promo-wise, we haven't seen how he, you know, is in the ring or whatever, but, and like you were saying, it's not a good line to blur reality with, you know, fake stuff like professional wrestling. It's not, you know, it's not fake. I'm not calling the athletes fake, because obviously what they do is very, you know, they take bumps and shit, but blowing that line.
Two guys who are going to fight, and then they'll have a wrestling match before that. And I know, obviously training Severin, I know that, you can fight and be a wrestler at the same time. But I think that Severin and Shamrock were long done, competing against each other by the time they were in WWE. I just don't like that line there. I don't like that, they're going to fight, and they got that fight coming up. And now we're going to watch them every week. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. Though, I was really shocked when Kurt Angle walked up to Tito at the size difference. Tito was a lot bigger than Angle. I didn't expect that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Big guy.
Yeah.
But,
fun.
Let's see. Next week is a UFC card, which is going to be badass. Man, this card is loaded. I'm just looking at this right now.
Who do we got?
Wow. Where to start?
What's the main event?
We have Shogun versus Chael Sonnen.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's going to be an awesome fight.
Shogun is training with Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach says that Shogun didn't know how to punch before he got into the gym. And now Shogun is training with Freddie Roach. And Shogun says his punches are like Superman. What were they like before when he was knocking everybody out? That's just scary.
You got that right.
I love Chael Sonnen. I can't wait to hear Chael Sonnen's promos. When I know he's going to talk, Chael Sonnen's going to be on the mic, and I shut everybody up in the house. Okay, be quiet. We've got to hear what Chael's going to say.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised we haven't heard a little more from him.
No, I think I think Chael wants this fight. People are saying that he's lost his last two fights, let's see, who did he fight in the last two fights? John Jones and Anderson Silva, 3 fights in a row? Yeah. Who else would have taken those 3 fights? Shogun's fight's going to be a big fight for him. I'm going to take Chael in this. I don't know how Shogun's going to stop him from taking him down. I think Chael's ground and pound is the best in the business. Even though he doesn't hurt anybody, how do you stop Chael from taking you down and smashing you?
That's how I see this going. Unless he can take his legs out, deliver some nasty leg kicks. But even then, throwing leg kicks against a guy like Chael is just, it's not a good game plan.
I mean, he took Anderson down both fights fairly easily. Even, John Jones out-wrestled him, but I think that was a big size difference. And, it was a good pay-per-view sale, but I think he was just too big for him. But I don't know. I don't see Shogun being able to stop him. I mean, everybody can get caught. But I see Chael taking him down and imposing his will upon him. And I look forward to that. The more Chael, the better.
Absolutely.
And,
we got Travis Brown versus Alistair Overeem. Someone was going to sleep, man. I can already, there's no doubt in my mind. This isn't going the distance.
No, it's definitely not going to go distance. Here's my question. What's up with Overeem's chin? After he just got knocked out by Bigfoot, after the steroid, taking a year off from the testing positive for steroids, what's up with Overeem's chin? Is he going to come in overconfident with his hands down again? Or is he going to remember the lesson that every striker learns the first day of class? Keep your hands up and your chin down. If he does that, and he fights the way he's capable of, we get to see Alistair Overeem go up against some of the best guys. My belief is that he doesn't have that discipline, and he's not going to be able to do it. And I think Travis is going to work him.
Right on.
I would like to see him in there. He's a superhero-looking dude.
What?
I'd like to see him be able to go, but he's just, so far he hasn't showed me much in the UFC.
Absolutely. I don't know who to predict in this one, dude. All I know is someone's going to sleep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a stand-up war, and someone's going to be a cot. Someone's going to sleep.
Those are 2 big boys throwing hammers.
What was that?
I said, those are 2 big boys throwing hammers.
Oh, yeah.
Look like superheroes fighting.
We also got Iuri Alcantara. He's fighting Uriah Faber.
Yeah, Uriah said he's got nothing to win in this fight. He doesn't think this fight does much for him. He doesn't think he has anything to win. I love to watch Uriah fight. He's one of my favorite fighters. Always puts on a show. He's always in great shape. Always coming forward. I think Kento is going to get outclassed because I don't see him beating Uriah. I always think Uriah's got another shot. Hopefully we get to see Dominic Cruz and Uriah again soon. And then get to see Dominic Cruz and Renan Barao fight. I want to see that fight. All three of those guys, I want to see that whole thing happen again.
I got to ask you, do you think that's a bad mindset to have going into a fight?
Yeah, I want to go into the fight. You know, first I want to think that, you know, you shouldn't be in the ring with me. You made a mistake coming in here with me. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to pose my will upon you. But I kind of feel like, I don't think that Uriah is underestimating Alcantar's abilities. I just think that as far as ranking is concerned, it doesn't do much for him. And I hope that's the mindset he has. I hope he comes forward and just wipes him out. And, you know, we get back to seeing another Uriah Faber run at the title. But Uriah's no joke either, man. It's going to be a good fight.
Absolutely. And
what a card, man.
And this entire card, I'm just looking at this, and you know, we haven't seen a pay-per-view card look this good in quite some time. And the one after that, we got Matt Brown versus Mike Tile. And Matt Brown, every time he fights, man, he brings it, win or lose. And right now, I believe he's on a winning streak, isn't he?
You know, it looks like he reinvented himself. Now, I remember Chris Lytle trains up with some of my boys in Indianapolis. What's up, Chris? Chris Lytle in his fight, Chris dominated him pretty simply in that fight. It was much like the first fight. He kind of lost the same way he lost in their first fight. Ever since then, Matt Brown, it seems, has reinvented himself. Comes out winning, striking. His grappling is looking good. His aggression is looking good. I remember watching him on the UFC, on the Ultimate Fighter, thinking, this guy is something else. This is a different talent. I think he's going to be, you know, make it somewhere. He just kind of fell short from there. But it looks like to me to right up that ship. And, man, I think he's going to be something special.
Absolutely. And down in Columbus, I believe, with Luke Zachridge, who owns Ronin Training Center. And he's also featured in a video. You can see it on our page over at facebook.com/the Funky Monkey MMA. Cheap plug right there. You can go catch the video by Kelly Fierce. It's got Matt Brown and Dan Spohn in it, I believe. We're getting Kelly on here, I believe, next Friday at 6 p.m. And that's going to be an interesting interview. You know, he's a great musician. And if you haven't seen the video yet, go check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up here on my tablet while we're talking.
And let's see, who else we got on this card? Man, Uriah Hall and John Howard.
You know, when I saw Uriah Hall fight on the Ultimate Fighter, I called my friend Alan Stockman up in Indianapolis and said, dude, this is the guy who's going to stand with Anderson Silva. It was before Weidman knocked him out. I said, this guy's got dynamic striking. He's so relaxed in there. Athleticism is incredible. I didn't know what he had on the ground, and obviously that proved to be his downfall in not winning the Ultimate Fighter. But I still think this guy can strike with anybody in the world. It's going to be a good fight. John Howard's a well-rounded fighter. I hope Uriah's working on his ground game a little more, because I think this guy's a talent, you know, we haven't seen for a long time.
Absolutely. This is taking place in John Howard's hometown, so Uriah Hall stepping into enemy territory, which is going to be interesting to see how he handles that.
Yeah, didn't John Howard ask for the fight?
Yeah, so. But, you know, the Boston crowd, man, it's gonna be rough on him.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna say this out loud. Yeah, well, I'm a Yankee fan, so I know what that Boston crowd's like. Uriah's from New York, and he's fighting in Boston. Yeah, it's not a good scenario, man. He's gonna have to go out there and put it on him. But I tell you what, man, if you blink when this guy's standing in front of you, he's gonna put you down and put you down bad.
Oh yeah. Then we got Michael the Menace Johnson taking on Joe Lozon. That's me.
So Joe Lozon's going to win another Fight of the Night and Submission of the Night award. Now, I don't know if he'll win the fight, but whatever happens when Joe Lozon's on, is in the UFC, is on pay-per-view, you know that you're not going to watch a boring fight. You're never going to see him dance around the ring and use strategy to win a fight. Joe's going to come out and impose his will on you, and whatever happens, it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely.
And
then, that will be going down on Fox Sports 1 starting out. Well, wait, let's see. Is this airing on FX as well or not? Just from what I'm seeing, the prelims are going to be airing on Fox Sports 1 as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'm interested in how that's going to work out with the whole Fox Sports 1. Ultimate Fighter is going to be on there, and they're going to have some shows on there. Kicking off Fox Sports 1 with Chael Sonnen and Shogun fight. I don't see anybody falling asleep.
Oh, yeah. That won't
Pretty
happen.
interesting to me, man. I still remember the UFC, when Severin and Hoist were fighting, where they were, 20 people watching them, and my friends didn't even know what it was. I remember taking a video camera, me and my friend Jay, what's up, Jerry, watching UFC tapes and taking them to the college, and people didn't even know what it was. Sitting in the living room of my apartment back then with a couple buddies and Jerry watching the fight and seeing Steve Nelmartin getting knocked out. And I was thinking back in the day, maybe this is not something we should be watching. This is not good. And now to see it, on a major network, sports network, to open the broadcast, how far this sport has come.
Oh, yeah. It's come a long way. But, fighting's been around since the beginning of time. It's, it's the ultimate form of, just think about it. Like in hockey, what do? If they get in a big-ass argument, they fucking fight. They don't go out
down.
and beat a little, They go out and fight. Basketball, same thing. They go out and fight. Fighting is just a natural human instinct.
I agree.
And that's what's up about the sport, man. What was that?
I said, I'm glad basketball players can't fight.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part, if you watch those guys fighting, it's hilarious. But, just imagine if Shaq or Dwight Howard could strike, how scary that would be.
I believe Shaq was actually talking about that. I don't know. Did he a long time ago or not? I know he was talking about it.
He did a video where he did a boxing match. I think it was, I'm going to say it was with Roy Jones Jr. He did a boxing exhibition match. He's 7 foot and 400 pounds, I think. That's not fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do with him? And how do you get that reach advantage? That's not fair. Yeah.
He's throwing body shots the entire fight, man.
No kidding. It's Shaquille O'Neal fought Sugar Shane Mosley in a exhibition match in 2010. The video's out there on YouTube. It's pretty funny. But, you just leg kick him to death, I guess, but might hurt your leg on those street trunks. Have you seen his shoes? They're like size 27, man. That's twice the size of my foot. That's crazy. I don't want him touching me, let alone punching me in the face. And God, those guys can't fight. It's funny, we're going to start seeing those kind of athletes, though. I think Uriah Hall coming out, Rory McDonald's one of the ones that makes me think of that. What's that kid with the white hair all the time? He just fought a couple weeks ago. Can't think of his name. Gilliard. Melvin Gillard. Those kind of athletes, we're going to start seeing those guys in MMA. We're going to start getting the top-tier athletes here soon once MMA becomes even more mainstream. But right now, when the UFC finishes, we're only on the bottom of the ticker. They don't put us on ESPN on the top of the screen and talk about us like they do, women's tennis. Who the hell watches women's tennis? Women's tennis, and you see that, and you see golf, and they have golf on, some of these networks on Sunday afternoon for 3 hours. I want to know who's watching golf for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon. But if you put MMA on Sunday on one of those channels for 3 hours, people are tuning in.
You got that right.
And I think we're going to start getting those kind of athletes, man. Those guys who came from, all they've done in their entire careers, train mixed martial arts, and they're going to be those RG3s and those kind of athletes. NFL and NBA are going to start losing those guys to us soon. when that happens, man, we're going to see a whole new revolution.
Absolutely. And, you know, I can't wait for the day MMA is finally going to be added to Olympics. You know, that's going to be an incredible thing when that happens. And I'm hoping it happens soon.
Brought back to the Olympics for the most part, I mean, because pancration was one of the first sports, and that was mixed martial arts. And pretty much, you know, it's evolved a little bit from there because they're not fighting naked and getting poked with sticks. But you know, when it comes back to the Olympics, man, we're going to see some world-class. I mean, we're already seeing world-class athletes. Ronda Rousey, an Olympic bronze medalist, and you know, Severn was a alternate in the Olympics for wrestling. Henderson as well. But we're going to see like the top-tier guys coming into our into mixed martial arts, and it's going to be spectacular. What's really funny is I love it when I meet people who think they've been watching mixed martial arts for a long time, and they talk to me about the good old days. And when they talk about the good old days, they're talking about when Chuck was the champion or when Randy was the champion. And I have to go back and go, do you know who Hoist Gracie is? Do you know who Dan Severn is? Do you remember these guys? That's the good old days.
Absolutely. So we got about 3 minutes left in the show. Just want to give a real quick shout out to our sponsor, KLBKfighter.com. Go check them out. Fred, you want to give them a quick shout out?
Yeah, man, check out the gi shorts on there. We have regular competition shorts where you can wear in any grappling competition, and you can get those on pretty much everybody's site. But we've got these shorts that are gi shorts. The inside material is gi material. And you know if you grapple in, you know, your sprawl shorts or any of those other tap-out gear or Venom, all those gears that are out there, it's great. But there's no friction in the middle when you're throwing on an arm bar or a triangle. Try these shorts out. Throw a triangle on somebody and see if they can throw their head out. I'm telling you, it's just like wearing gi pants except they're shorts. And it gets like 90 million degrees here in the summer. And having those shorts on, having long gi pants on is a nightmare. Throw the grappling tournament with these things on, man. You're going to blow people away. Plus, they look awesome. And then take a look at the $10 T-shirts we got. Sport the $10 T-shirts on KOBK. KOBKfighter.com. Check them out.
Right on. This has been another edition of the Funky Monkey MMA Radio. Thank you for tuning in. We hope to get the Chad Robichaux rescheduled in the near future. Stay tuned to the Funky Monkey on Facebook over at facebook.com/the Funky Monkey MMA. And we'll let you know. I'm Rob Mead.
I'm Fred Rodriguez.
This has been another edition of the Funky Monkey MMA Radio. Have a great night.
You're listening to Funky Monkey MMA.